I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com, and this is Stop Drinking Alcohol 66. During the week I posted a video about the mental reasons to stop drinking, and I think this is one area that will really surprise you once you've quit. You get so much of your brain functioning, you know, the stuff that you've been worrying about and the stuff that's been affected by booze. You get a lot of that back so quickly once you've stopped. I think the main reason is because you're not pickling your brain anymore with alcohol. You know, since I've stopped, in the first few weeks I found that my brain functioning was just a lot better. I felt like I was a lot more capable of rational thought. My emotions were a lot easier to keep in check. I was able to string more than 2 sentences together inside my head and, you know, hold on to memories. You know, remember things that had happened more than 2 seconds ago. It's a good thing to know that when you do stop, that, you know, your brain is on your side after a while. You know, you will start to think more clearly, and that's only going to help you in the future, you know, for when you do get the little brain farts, the little habit memories coming back, and you know, when you feel a little bit down and you know you get those thoughts about drinking, all that, having no alcohol inside your body, brain is stronger. That's, you know, it's definitely in your favour in the future. The thing I wanted to talk about this week was not getting yourself into a knot about your drinking past. You can't undrink any drink that you've already drank. You know, same as you can't unthink a thought that you've already thunk. I know there's going to be a smart arse who's going to say, well, they undrink drinks all the time. You know, we've all had that experience of nipping down the back alley and for a quick vomit, head stuck over the toilet, whatever. But I'm talking about really not beating yourself up about stuff that's in the past. You know, you just can't do anything about it, and it's not going to do you any good. Don't worry about your past drinking. You need to stop letting your past actions dictate your present self. You know, if you do, then, you know, negative emotions are going to start spilling over into your present thoughts, and all that does is basically put a stain on everything that you're trying to do for your future. But you can change the way that you perceive the past. You know, you can start using your past to your present advantage just by changing the way that you look at things. You know, I'm not saying that you have to look back on your past like it's something to be proud of, or that you know, that starting drinking was a good thing, carrying on drinking was a good thing, anything like that. But you are where you are. Nothing is going to change that, and you might as well use your thoughts about your past to as much of your advantage as you can. You know, I've done this. I've looked at my past, I've looked at my relationships with other people, and you sort of look at them with a bit of disgust, or, you know, you definitely don't look at them in a positive light. But, you know, you really want to get yourself into a position where you're in a happy state of mind, you know, where these thoughts are not going to start hampering your present positive frame of mind, you know, for going forward. The idea of not using excuses in the present tense, you know, in your present mind, is because every time you use an excuse, it's just perpetuating the bullshit. You know, you're just carrying on and continuing all the drinking, and the more you use excuses to excuse you drinking, the more you're going to drink. You know, when I'm talking about excuses and using excuses, I'm not talking about using excuses in the past. You know, the excuses that you've used in the past, how you've used excuses in the past, what you've used as excuses in the past makes no difference. It's only if you bring those excuses into the present that it starts to hamper you, you know. For instance, if you've used the excuse in the past that you drink, or you used to drink because it was part of your culture, so be it. I've been there. It was one of my favourite excuses. From the time that we were born, we were embedded with a cultural mindset that it was okay to drink, that it was okay to get drunk. Most of us didn't know any different, so I don't look at that as an excuse. I think an excuse is just basically when you try and logically find reasons for your current drinking. This is why I'm doing it now, and all because of all these external things. They're all excuses. But when you don't know that you're doing something wrong, when you're just going along with the flow, and you're sort of trying to fit in with society, and when you're growing up, and all this stuff that's going on when you're young, in your brain and in your body, and it's very difficult to try and get through life. We just don't know things, so don't be afraid about your past and about anything, any excuses that you've used in the past, because it just doesn't matter. What matters is now. It's what you put into your mouth now at this time, in this moment, or tomorrow. It's really all about letting go of all the baggage, letting go of the what was done before, how it was done, what for, why, all that kind of shit. It just doesn't make any difference. You are where you are now, and that's it. You have to deal with that. You can't deal with stuff that you can't do anything about. I think that's one of the big frustrations with people, is they say, well, if I'd only done this, or if I'd only done that, and I should have done this, and I could have done that, and oh my God, if I'd have taken this path. You can't do that. There's nothing on this planet, in this time, that's going to allow you to change one goddamn thing about the past. So, if you're going to go back and learn something from your past, then do it. If you're going to go back and, they say history repeats itself because people don't learn from the lessons of history. And, really that's something that you have to take into account for yourself, for your own personal history, is that if you're going back and you're going to look at your life, then, at least learn the lessons, learn from your own mistakes, and just don't repeat the mistakes again. When you think about blame and recriminations, especially in terms of yourself, and you try and bring those things into the present, and you start thinking about them in the present when you can't do anything about them, then you're only hurting yourself. You're sort of muddying your present thinking. So it becomes much more difficult to think straight and think logically. You need to think about the benefits. Don't think about shitty thinking. Think about beneficial thinking, and who benefits from all the recriminations and blame, and I should have done this and I should have done that. You don't. So what's the point in even having it in your mind? Think about your past if it's going to help your personal development in the future. If not, let your personal bygones be personal bygones. Let them be gone. Think about your alcohol past in terms of what you now know about how alcohol has affected you, how alcohol is affecting you now in the present. How can you view your past drinking so that it has the greatest impact on your ability to quit now? What excuses have you used in the past to excuse your drinking that you're still using now? If you have any questions about any of that stuff, give us a shout. Moreover, if you haven't signed up for the newsletter or the forum on the website, you're very welcome. The more the merrier. Until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery. Onwards and upwards.